And I was just told that there was no sound. Thank you, Dad. So everything I just said didn't matter. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Happy Friday's Eve, everyone. John from Crazy Gringo Cigars. Thanks for joining on this beautiful Friday's Eve down here. A little chillier than usual. Can't believe there was no sound. Rookie mistake there. But we're going to push forward. So, like I said, happy Friday's Eve. I am smoking the Drunk Chicken Cigar DCO Lancero. My mission for cigars in 2025 is to smoke Lanceros and Candelas. Candelas being the lighter green wrappers, and Lanceros being, the thin, longer cigar Vitolas. Don't really have a lot of experience with them, so I'm excited to kind of explore that world. And I still want to try to, incorporate boutique cigars into that as well. I think it's important to highlight the boutique cigar brands. I got a few from Key West when I just went down there for New Year's, so I'm excited to try those as well. But yeah, the focus is really going to be for 2025 Lanceros and Candelas, and I'm going to make them the focus of the Friday's Eve. So hopefully every Friday's Eve, it's either going to be a Lancero or a Candela that I'm smoking, so I can still have the other cigars throughout the week. But on the topic of Candelas, I had my first one last night. It was made by Casa del Tobacco, little shop down in on 8th Street in Little Havana, and I was blown away. I don't know what I was expecting, but that cigar was not what I was expecting. It was incredible. I loved it. It almost earned a masterpiece rating. This required a few touch-ups here and there, but otherwise it was a fantastic cigar. So I'm really excited for Candelas. So with that said, and one of the other things I'm going to do for 2025 is I created a cigar rating system. In 2024, I was kind of disappointed in myself. If that's a way to say it, because I was kind of disorganized with my thoughts on cigars. I tried to do like a weekly cigar summary, which I thought was a great format. However, the cigars kind of meddled. They were all blending together, and I really couldn't, in my memory, differentiate one from the other. Now, I remember I wrote the highlights, but it was really hard. So I'm like, there has to be a better way. And so I developed a 6-tier cigar rating system to kind of help me get better with my cigar thoughts. So I'm going to take one more puff of this, and then we'll get into the rating system. So far, this is burning so smooth. A lot of smoke output, more smoke output than I ever thought. So my first Lancero experience, this is the first Lancero I've ever had. So far, so good. But as I was saying, I developed a 6-tier cigar rating system. I didn't want to get overly complicated with it, but I didn't want to get too simplistic with it. And the criteria I used is, what do I say after I smoke a cigar? Like after I have a cigar, what am I saying to myself? And so that's kind of the guiding principle I used. So it starts the highest rating for me. It's a masterpiece cigar. Masterpiece cigar is a cigar that's flawless, and it basically provides you an exquisite and unforgettable experience. I've had one masterpiece so far since I've created this list, and that would be the Padron 60th Maduro. Fantastic cigar all around, provided that exquisite experience. That dry air is just causing that smoke to just fall right down. Then so below masterpiece is going to be damn good. And a damn good cigar, it's an excellent cigar that's highly enjoyable, but just doesn't quite rise up to that level of the masterpiece for one reason or another. Whether it required a little touch-up, a little burn issue, whatever it was still an amazing cigar, just not to the level of masterpiece. The Candela I had last night was a damn good cigar, cusp of masterpiece. If I have to reevaluate it could elevate to a masterpiece cigar by the end of the year. Below that is a solid cigar. This is your good smoke, no complaints, A cigar you would go back to. You pick, after you're smoking, like, yeah, that's a solid cigar. I like it. Below that is your just okay. These are the cigars that provide you a good smoking experience, but they're decent, and they're decent, but it's forgettable. Maybe you're not going to go back to it. So I've had some just okay. I've had a lot of solid cigars since I've created the rating system, which is great. I'm enjoying, and I one thing I might be a little I'm pretty hard, but I've realized by creating the rating system is that I'm pretty harsh in terms of the rating system and in terms of what you call it? I'm harsh in terms of the rating system, and that my thresholds it's pretty high to get from a damn good to a masterpiece or a solid to a damn good. I really put a lot of thought into it. Then and below, just okay. You have the subpar. This is a disappointing smoke, barely smokable, has issues, whether in burn, flavor. It's not smoking right. Just not a good cigar. And then finally, unsmokable, and that's just an unpleasant cigar. So you have masterpiece, damn good, solid, just okay, subpar, and unsmokable. And then I've added 2 preference categories because I realized my rating system can be a little subjective at times. So I added a 2 preference categories, which are disappointing and then not for me. So disappointing is a cigar that's overhyped, that's a letdown. So there's a lot of hype cigars out there. But sometimes when you have it, you're just kind of like down. One of the ones I can think of is the Davidoff year of the Dragon, I believe. Hyped up cigar, but let you down, especially for the price point. And then not for me. Not for me means it's a cigar that had no major issues. Burned fine, smoked fine, but the flavor profile just wasn't for me. Really tasty cigar so far. For some reason, now I also just switched to the full version of StreamYard. So I'm trying to figure out why Instagram. Oh, okay. Why the Instagram chat isn't coming up. We got more people on Instagram, it looks like. Shout out to everyone on Instagram. Thanks for joining. Happy Friday's Eve. Thanks for joining me. Just going over my cigar rating system. Is anyone smoking anything good out there? So as I'm smoking this cigar, I'm going through in my mind, what am I getting? It's a long finish, a lot of smoke output, as you can see. I'm enjoying it. Now I got to really buckle down and think about the flavors for this cigar. But yeah, for like I said, for 2025, my plans are to smoke Candelas and Lanceros. So I hope to accomplish that on Friday's Eve. What's really disappointing though about Friday's Eve is that in 2 weeks I'm going to have to get surgery for a deviated septum, or my nose job, as some may say. But so I'm going to be out of commission a little bit. So, but once I get the all cleared, I can enjoy cigars again. And once I start back up Friday's Eve, the plan is to go to local cigar lounges where I live and shoot lives from there. I already know I'm going to do one with my friends at Kuneka Cigars down in downtown Hollywood. Super excited about that. They're an awesome local shop. They do have a great selection. So happy to do there. Can't wait to go there. And I think I'm going to do it on their patio. Then I'm also going to request to see if Smoking Daddy Lounge out in Davie will host me. So I'm excited. That's kind of the plan for 2025, to get out, do the Friday's Eve, smoke the Candelas, Lanceros, then also make my way out to different cigar lounges and kind of get out there and see what these cigar lounges are doing. Might be a leather flavor I'm getting on this cigar. On Instagram, can someone just give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me, and if you guys are smoking anything? We got smoke signals with Sosa, Texas Cigar Society. So far, that flawless construction, flawless burn line. Burn line is a little wavy, but nothing we can't manage. Aroma is great on it as well. Forgive me as I am working with the full version of StreamYard where I'm streaming to two destinations at once. I've never done that before, so it's a first for me. But hopefully, it's streaming to Instagram. I think it is. If people have joined, but I can't see the comments for whatever reason. So I really got to learn how to use StreamYard better. I'm trying to do more things on YouTube, trying to do more, I really like StreamYard because I can stream to both places at once. Don't no longer have the StreamYard logo in there, so I'm happy about that. But not cool if I can't see the comments because I really, that's how I want to interact. Okay, a little sweetness coming through now. I see what people mean by the power of a Lancero, and that flavor is a lot bolder. So that's interesting. Something else I'm trying to do in 2025: smoke more limited edition cigars in a little higher price category. Trying to get my hands on cigars that are limited edition. I'm also planning on trying to get my hands on a lot of the years of the snake cigars that companies are going to make. What's great about that is the Plasencia and Davidoff are both Lanceros, so it fits perfectly into the plan. I'm going to try something because I don't know if this is working too well. So give me 1 second. I'm going to sign off on the Instagram side of the house. All right, let's see if we can do this here. I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of people. Thanks for bearing with me. All right, let's see if this works. What is up, Instagram? Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Happy Friday's Eve. John from Crazy Gringo Cigars. Promise I'll get better at this as it goes on because I know this is, I know it's frustrating. Frustrating for me too. I hope you guys are leaving comments. I apologize. And I'm still smoking it too fast. As you can see, got that triangle tip there. Wow, this is yeah. Lanceros are powerful cigars. And I think it's because of the concentration of the Hero and then also the wrapper. But yeah, this is a very powerful cigar. Smoke time's going to be a little quicker, I think. Yeah, so what I'm doing in 2025 is smoking more Lanceros and Candelas. So that's why I'm venturing out, trying something new. That's the goal. A sweet flavor coming through. One flavor I think I've been getting on cigars that I have not realized is cardamom. Cardamom is nutty. It's a little spicy. It's a little sweet. It's kind of everything wrapped into one. And I experienced it last night when I was smoking the Candela. And I was like, what is that? And I looked it up and I looked up what cardamom is. I know other people in the cigar community say cardamom, but that's part of it. This is not quite as nutty though, but maybe it's allspice or baking spice as well. Yeah, that's a baking spice. It's not quite a white pepper or red pepper. It's like a spice. Now, one thing I know with Lanceros you have to be careful about is smoking them too quickly, because if you smoke it too quickly, it'll light up the wrapper and it'll burn the wrapper too quickly, and it just won't taste good. So, for those of you on Instagram, I have the first 5 minutes of the live on YouTube. What you call it? I had no sound. So thanks to my dad for letting me know that there was no sound. Apologize for that. So I had to start the whole spiel over again. I will say, I have never seen a smoke output like this from any other cigar I've smoked. And I'm usually a Toro person. This is wild. It's a lot of smoke. It's wild. But it's good. It's satisfying. That smoke out. I mean, there's some smoked out over here. There's smoke everywhere. And then the other thing for 2025 is also to get my friends on here with me as well. Whether hopefully Ben from Ben Smoking, I can't wait to be on his upcoming podcast. Sean from Smoking Sounds Pod. So I also want to try to reach out to some new members of the cigar community and get them on as well. I think going live and sharing cigar with them is a great way to not only meet more people, but also just enjoy a cigar with someone else. Definitely more flavor on the retrohale than on the palate for this Lancero. But I mean, look, it's chugging along here. It is smoking like crazy. But yeah, so like I said, I have surgery coming up in 2 weeks to correct my deviated septum. I a few months ago I had a cold upper respiratory infection. I went into the doctor and the doctor said, "Did you know you have a deviated septum?" I'm like, I had no idea. Now I assumed something was going on because I have a big nose and it's curved. But after the doctor's appointment and started feeling better, I'm like, wait a minute, I am breathing differently out of a different nostril. Like maybe I really do. So I got an appointment, and sure enough, I have a severe deviated septum. So getting surgery in 2 weeks. So Friday's Eve is going to have to go on pause, which is fine. We'll start it back up once I get the all clear and good to go. But I'm going to enjoy the next 2 Fridays, this one and the next Friday's Eve before the surgery. All right, some cocoa and chocolate coming in. This is the second drunken chicken cigars I've had. Little boutique brand, black-owned company. They produce an awesome product. Their Mother Clucker made my honorable mention list. And this is the CO. I believe this is what is this? The COD. I think it like the original or DOC drunk or DCO. Yeah, sorry, DCO, the drunk chicken original. What's up, Ramon? Thanks for joining. Happy Friday's Eve. Happy New Year to you as well. Smoking on anything good? I'm smoking a Lancero. My mission for 2025 is to smoke more Lanceros or smoke Lanceros, period. Because it's actually my first Lancero I've ever had. Funny enough. Lanceros have always kind of intimidated me because they're they're delicate. And, that's how I see it. They're delicate. My smoking, I tend to smoke cigars quicker than most. So I know that doesn't really fit well with the Lancero flavor profile. But so far, it's working out fine. I'm about 25 minutes in. I'm about halfway through this cigar. What's up, Getta? What's up? Okay, what's up, What's up, AJ? Thanks for joining. Happy Friday's Eve, guys. Smoking on anything good? Got anything lined up for the weekend in terms of cigars? So I know some people are joining in on Instagram. So I'll just kind of recap what I've talked about so far. Before I do that, though, this Lancero is powerful. Like I've never had this type of smoke output on a cigar. Like it is burning great. Yeah. Oh, I know. You guys got what 6 to 10 inches of snow. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I gotta let it breathe. You know it. Frank, Soul Society podcast, my boys. That's Hugo calling me Hermanito. I gotta let it breathe a little bit. Yeah, one thing I gotta do is definitely gotta learn how to smoke Lanceros. But I'm gonna take a little pause, let it breathe, let it breathe. Yeah, I'm gonna put it down for a second. You can still see the smoke coming off of it. But recap. I created a cigar rating system for 2025. What I realized in 2024 is that I was pretty disorganized with my cigar thoughts. When I went back to make my top 10 list, my honorable mention list, I had a tough time going back and remembering. One of the things I did last year was try to do my cigars of the week in one post, and the one post kind of covered all the cigars. But what I realized is they started blending together, and I couldn't really remember the difference of cigars. Now, I was able to pick out a top 10 list because I was able to remember really good cigars, but the rest of the list were hard to develop. So I decided to make a new rating system. So I'm platforms on posting. I'm posting primarily on Instagram. Instagram is what I primarily use for my cigar reviews. I haven't gotten fully into the YouTube world yet. For YouTube, it's going to be more on the live side. And then Instagram is going to be where I'm posting the cigar reviews. So definitely check out you can see the cigar reviews I've had so far with the rating system. But the rating system is 6-tiered. And when developing the rating system, I thought to myself, what do I say to myself after I have a cigar? And using that mentality, I'm like, okay, well, I usually say, oh, that's a damn good cigar. That's a solid cigar. But so I developed the rating system. The highest level, the top tier for me is a masterpiece. For me, a masterpiece cigar is one that has no flaws, provides an amazing smoking experience, a cigar you would go back to again and again, and just an overall fantastic cigar. So far, the cigar I've smoked that earned a masterpiece is the Padron 60th Maduro. I had that for my birthday cigar, actually, and that was just everything I just described. An exquisite experience, amazing smoke, no touch-ups. The flavor was fantastic. It had transitions, and it was complex. So that's a masterpiece. Right below masterpiece is Hugo on YouTube asked, what happened to the Girls Gone Gold? My wife voted on the last one, and she wanted me to smoke the Drunk Chicken, so that's what happened. I smoked the Drunk Chicken DCO, the Drunk Chicken Original. So below masterpiece is damn good. I find myself saying that after a cigar, like that was a damn good cigar. Oh, Peter from Cigars Unbanned. What's up, man? Thanks for joining. Happy Friday's Eve. Happy New Year to you, man. How cold is it up there in the Northeast? AJ said the PB97. Yeah, that cigar has been coming up a lot. So I definitely have to check that out. So a damn good cigar. That's a cigar that provides an amazing overall smoking experience, but doesn't quite get to the level of masterpiece. Whether it required a few touch-ups, fell off a little bit in a third, still an amazing cigar, just not quite at that level. So I've had a few damn good cigars so far, which is good. Below damn good, you have a solid cigar. 6 degrees. Geez, Peter says it's 6 degrees up in Connecticut. It is like in the high 50, like I think it's like right 60, 59 here. So really cold for down in Florida. So I know exactly what you mean, man. I'm right there with you, suffering in the cold, as you can see. But below damn good is a solid cigar. A solid cigar doesn't have a lot of issues. It's a cigar you would go back to. It's a memorable cigar. Like, yeah, that's a solid cigar. Below that, you have kind of the average category, which is just okay. There's no major issues with this cigar, but it's not a cigar you're going to remember. It's kind of forgettable. It's just you enjoyed a cigar. You're able to sit down, enjoy a cigar, but you know what? It just didn't quite work out. Then below that, you have subpar. A subpar is a cigar that just doesn't perform right, whether it's a burn issue, whether it's a flavor issue, whether the flavors never come through. The one subpar cigar I've had so far, and I know a lot of people disagree, and that's fine, but that is the Belgian Blue. Maybe it was just a cigar I got, but for me, the Belgian Blue, that cigar was a disaster. So. Okay, so now that I let the cigar breathe a little bit, I just got grass. Definitely just got grass on this Lancero. So now that I let the cigar breathe a little bit, the flavors are coming a little more in the palate as opposed to the retrohale. It's interesting. So I'm learning how to smoke grass is interesting though on such a dark wrapper. So. Then so back to the rating scale, below subpar is unsmokable. And that's a cigar. I find myself sometimes start up a cigar and I just put it down. Can't smoke it for whatever reason, whether it exploded on me or whether the flavor is bad, just bad burn, just unsmokable cigar. Haven't had any of those yet, but I'm sure it'll come. Then I also added 2 other preference categories. I added disappointed and not for me. Disappointed, so we all know, as cigar lovers, there are always those cigars that are hyped up. People are really excited about them. The industry is excited. Influencers, the cigar community, we're excited about the cigars. We get it, and it doesn't hit the mark. If it's not what either the price point. For the price point, you could get a better cigar, or it just doesn't live up to that hype. For me, an example of that would be the Davidoff Year of the Dragon. Definitely a cigar that did not live up to the hype. So for me, that would be a disappointed rating. And we got Sean from Smoking Sounds Pod joining in. Happy Friday's Eve, brother. Thanks for joining. Very pleasant smoke. It's like a very slight dried fruit coming in. The burn is getting a little messed up now. I will say it was burning better when I was smoking faster. And then finally, the last category is not for me. Not for me is a cigar that didn't have many major issues, had flavor, construction was fine, burn was fine, but the flavor profile just didn't fit my palate. And I think we've all had those cigars that just wasn't for me. Okay, Sean from Smoking Sound Spot just had cigar face from Eric Espinoda from Pravada. How is Pravada? So, I'm currently a member of the Luxury Cigar Club. I do their Sapphire membership. I've been pretty happy with it, but I'm also looking to expand a little bit. I've had the Premium Cigar Club in the past. I've also been a member of Small Batch. I went back through my notes, actually. I didn't realize how many limited editions and special editions the Small Batch Cigar provided, which is pretty cool. Luxury Cigars been hitting the mark for the most part, in my opinion, though. All right, so the burn line is starting to get a little wonky here. It was burning fine. So I got to touch it up a little bit. So Smoking Sounds Pod, I'm sold on Pravada. Our shop has the limited Cigar Association box, and I love it. I might have to check it out. I've always been intrigued by it. And that smoke output is back up again. But the burn line is getting a little wonky. You know what flavor I'm getting? Tootsie Roll. I am getting Tootsie Roll off the cigar, which makes sense. Dark wrapper, chocolate flavor, but I just got Tootsie Roll on. And I know Tootsie Roll. So funny story, actually. When I had my first 2 years active duty in the Coast Guard, when I was stationed on a ship, a lot of my guys dip tobacco. If you know anyone in the military, a lot of people dip tobacco. It's just the thing they do. I have never dipped tobacco in my life, but as a young junior officer trying to fit in with my crew, I said, what can I do to fit in? So I'm saying, well, I'm definitely not going to chew tobacco. That's just not me, not what I do. But I do love Tootsie Rolls. And when you spit out Tootsie Roll, it looks exactly like dip spit. So what I would do is I would line my lip with Tootsie Rolls. I would get a Gatorade bottle, spit into it like you would, tobacco. And I remember one of my guys came up to me and says, Mr. Ramirez, I didn't know you dipped. I'm like, oh, yeah, I've been dipping since the academy. Little did they know it was all just Tootsie Roll, which is probably worse for my mouth than any tobacco would have been for the sugar rotting out my teeth. But a little fun story there about Tootsie Rolls. So let's see. We covered my cigar rating system. I'm getting surgery in 2 weeks, getting a nose job. What I mean by that is I have a deviated septum, so I'm getting my deviated septum corrected. So I'm going to be out of commission smoking cigars a little bit. We'll do Friday's Eve next week. Got to reach out and see. I probably have a guest next Friday's Eve. So I'm excited about that. But once we get back, cavity galore. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Either mouth cancer from tobacco or mouth cancer from from Tootsie Rolls and all the sugar in my mouth. But once I get back from the surgery and I get the green light and I'm fully recovered, my plan for 2025 with the Friday's Eve format is to smoke Lanceros and Candelas. And that allows me the flexibility during the week to smoke the normal cigars that we're all excited about, the ones that you get in the store. But I'm really going to dedicate Friday's Eve to Lanceros and Candela and the Candela journey that I'm on, just because those are two types of cigars that I really don't have a lot of experience with. And then on top of that, I'm also going to make my way to local cigar lounges and try to do lives from there. I know I've already been in contact with Cuneca Cigars, which is a local shop right here in Hollywood, Florida. Very excited. I know it's a family-owned brick and mortar. I know them. I've gotten to know them, which is really nice. But I'm excited. They're going to host. I'm going to be on their patio and do a live there. So that should be sometime in February, March. Once I get the clearance to that I can smoke cigars again. So until that surgery, though, I am enjoying every puff. It will be interesting to see after my surgery if I'm able to pick up other flavors or get more flavor because of my nostrils will be better, or they'll be aligned actually. Baking spice on the retrohale. Flavors are starting to transition a little bit. Right now, for me, this is a solid. This would be a solid cigar. Not necessarily a damn good cigar, but it's a solid cigar. It's also my first Lancero, so what I think I'll do at the end of the year, like I did last year, I'll do my top Candela list and my top Lancero list. And just because a cigar makes it on those lists doesn't preclude it from getting put onto the top list. And that was the biggest reason for creating the cigar rating system, is to have a better organization for my thoughts on cigars. Like I said, I used to have a leather. I still have. I have a leather book that I used to write all my cigar notes in, and Instagram has kind of taken over as that cigar journal for me. So AJ asked how long I expected to be out. I think from tough physical activity, 2 weeks. My doctor said I can swing a golf club again after a week. So I imagine 2 weeks. 2 weeks I won't be able to smoke a cigar, which is fine. I will survive, I think. I hope. But what was really cool the past couple of days, what I've been doing is I've been going through everyone's top list for 2024. I realized I ended mine a little early, and thank God that I did, because I had some family stuff pop up that required my attention. There was just no way I was going to be able to do a cigar live in any capacity. But really liked all the lists that came out. What was interesting, I did my top cigar, the Septimo Toscana. It ended up on, at least I know for sure, it ended up on one list pretty high. And I was like, oh crap, I didn't know other people also like this cigar. So that was cool. And then the resounding cigar that was on almost every list was the Isla de Cocodrillo from Warped. And I think 2024 was the year Warped. It'll be interesting to see what cigar brand kind of takes over 2025. Last year was all about Crown Heads and Warped, in my opinion. They were pumping out a lot of cigars, a lot of good cigars too. There's that sweetness again. So it's like a little fruity, not Tootsie Roll anymore. It's a little fruity. But once again, I sound like a broken record, but this smoke output is insane. Let's see. Let's see if the band's ready to come off. Not yet. I don't want to push it. Yeah, very chocolatey. The CH crown head release is right. So the warps were pretty good, and then the crown heads. The crown heads also put out a lot of cigars. And you're right, the crown head cigars were the ones that I did not enjoy as much. So thanks for bringing it up, Hugo. Hugo, when are you guys gonna have me on Stogie Society, man? I tune in. Obviously I know all you guys. Well, at least everyone from the Brown Lounge. But I'm waiting for my invite, brother. This is still a solid cigar. As I'm smoking, I'm going through my head what I rate it. It's a solid cigar. No major issues besides for that, little burn issue there. This wrapper is going to be a pain to come off. Nope, it just ashed, but no more triangle. So, Hugo, thank you for telling me to slow down my smoking because it seemed to work out. But let's see. I have some notes here. Let me make sure I covered everything I wanted to cover. The other thing I'm going to do is also smoke a lot of the Year of the Snake editions. I'm going to try to get my hands on them, limited editions, and then also the Year of the Snake. But it's awesome. Placencia and Davidoff, their Years of the Snakes are Lancero, so it fits perfectly into my plan. I think I'm not going to be able to, on Chinese New Year, though, I'm not going to be able to smoke. I believe it's January 29th. I'm not going to be able to smoke because I'll be right after my surgery. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll smoke it afterwards. Good for you guys. So Stogie Society is booked through March. That's awesome that it's taken off so well. And I love how you guys are bringing in people from all over the cigar community in terms of in terms of cigar makers, cigar influencers. You guys are doing a really nice job. And I like one thing I really like about it too is how you guys focus on cigars. Sometimes conversations can go off in many directions, but you guys are really dedicated to focusing on cigars. So I took the wrapper off. It wasn't pretty. I had to rip around it. About 44 minutes in and still got a third to go. So not bad. I'm actually quite impressed with how this is working out. But look at that. That's like the amount of smoke that comes off a grill. Seriously. Plug for my friends over at the Stogie Society. They are on at usually Wednesdays. I'm not sure. I forget the time slot, but they're on at Wednesdays. Check them out. You got my friends, DC, Hugo, and Frank. They host, like I said, they host different people from the cigar influencer community and then also cigar makers as well. So that's really taken off. Then you got Cigars Unbanded at 9, coming up at 9:15 Eastern. I think they've added Matt Cigar Hound Dog and someone else as well. Tomorrow, Hugo from Hugo Smokes does his TGIF. Won't be able to tune in tomorrow, but and then you got Enzo on Sunday doing the ritual. So it's 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. East Pacific time for the Stogie Society podcast. We'll see if this Lancero puts me on my ass. What's up, JD? Happy Friday's Eve. Thanks for joining, man. been a broken record, but you can go back and watch what I've been talking about my cigar rating system. My 2025, I'm focusing on Lanceros and Candelas. Had an amazing Candela last night. Like when I say amazing, it was right on the cusp of being a masterpiece, but it did have it needed some touch-ups here and there, but the flavor blew me away. Okay, the Lampert Family Reserve. I've not had good experience with Lampert, so I got to find one that I like. And then the Liga Privada 10-year. I don't think I've had that one either. Hugo, I'm gonna have to get with you because, oh my God, you see all that smoke? This is insane. Quite impressed. Hugo, I'm gonna have to get with you because I updated my StreamYard subscription to stream to both locations, and I think there might have been an issue. It doesn't help that I was muted for the first 5 minutes of the live, so yeah, that's always a good thing. But one thing, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I did create a new intro video. It's something that I've been toying around with for a while. It kind of incorporates what you see here and then what you see here. So I posted it on Instagram. I'll repost it. But essentially, it's me trying to play a Peruvian flute. Not going well. I put it down, put my hat on, put a cigar in, all smiles. So pretty fun video to make. Pretty happy with it too. Chocolate is the primary flavor. The other two Lanceros that were in the running tonight were what you call it? Girls Gone Gold, and then also the what you call it? This is the Girl with No Name from Drew Estate, which I'm not sure if that's a sweet tip cigar. I don't think it is, but this is the one that won out. Thank God I'm not smoking in a tent anymore like I was last year, because that tent would be smoked out entirely because of this little cigar. It's crazy the power of a Lancero. Hugo, question: how long would it take you to smoke a Lancero? I know you're a much slower smoker than I am, and I'm pretty happy right now. This is taking me 48 minutes to smoke so far. I'm gonna put it down, present, let it breathe. But yeah, next week I'm gonna reach out to some friends and see who's available and who wants to join for a next Friday's Eve. That sweetness is coming back. And this is a solid cigar. The other thing I'm doing, which I didn't do last year, is like I said, I kind of put all my cigars I smoked for a week together. What I'm trying to do is do a post for every cigar I smoke, which forces me to do a review, which forces me to have forces a record to have a record of the cigars. So there's gonna be a lot more posts from Crazy Gringo. I'm gonna do my best to keep up with it, but I think that's the best way to ensure that every cigar I have is documented in one way or another. I can't wait to see what I smell like after the cigar, just because the amount of smoke it's putting off. Look at that. That's crazy. You know what's also nice about the cigar too? It's not losing its flavor as we're getting down. An hour and a half. Okay. Yeah, so I'm right. I'm right on par with how I usually smoke cigars. I also one thing I know I said in my top cigar of the year video. I know I said I was going to do a giveaway. I am still planning on doing that giveaway of my top cigars. Not sure how I'm going to do it quite just yet, but be on the lookout for that as well. Yeah, what's really nice about this cigar is it's not, the flavor is holding. I mean, it's definitely a more concentrated, more powerful flavor with a Lancero. So that's really cool to see. Because usually when you're in the final third of some cigars, most of the time you lose the flavor. Not for this one. Drunk Chicken Cigars throws out a really good product. I've had 2 cigars now there, and I've actually had 3. I had the Sweet Hen, which was a sweet tip cigar, which was absolutely delicious. They had the Mother Clucker, and now I've had the DCO. So, Drunk Chicken Cigars, keep doing what you're doing. Fantastic. You guys are doing it, creating a great product. I I am so this smoke is crazy. But anyone out there, what are your plans for cigars for 2025? Are you going to try anything new? What cigars are you most excited about? I just ordered the Davidoff limited edition, Winston Churchill limited edition for 2025. Super excited about that. I'm trying to get more limited edition cigars. Just want to give them a go. I understand they're a little more expensive, but I'm okay with that. I want to try to higher quality cigars, and I know price doesn't necessarily mean higher quality, but there's an expectation. So we'll see if I have to use the disappointed rating at all. So now we have people joining on YouTube. Maybe I got to go later. Maybe I got to do the 8:00 time slot and not the 7:30. The only reason I did the 7:30 is because it's supposed to get colder tonight, and cold is relative to all my friends in the Northeast. But the temperature is supposed to drop. It's quite comfortable out right now. But that's why I pushed it up to 7:30. But I think in the future I'll do 8:00 because what I usually like to do is do 8:00 and run right up to Cigars Unbanded at 9:15. So only selected tobacco. JD, what do you mean by selected tobacco, man? I'm interested. Yeah, no, Hugo, I'm excited for that Davidoff, man. Awesome presentation, and I love the box on it. Obviously, I didn't get a box; I got a single cigar. But Winston Churchill liked to paint. That was his kind of mental release, his de-stressor, if you will. And the box is, I think, one of the paintings he painted. Hugo goes smoking all bangers, Hermanito. Hugo, we all know that's impossible, but I hope good luck on that journey. No, but I know Hugo did only you focused on Connecticut's a lot. Hugo, would you say you are happy with the Connecticut's that you were smoked? Atabey, Byron. Oh, okay. Got it. Oh, yeah, that's cool. And those are some good cigars, too. You know who I might hit up for next week's Friday's Eve? Might hit up Smoke Signals with Sosa. Me and him both like spicy cigars. Me and him have a very similar palate, so that could be interesting actually. So I might reach out to him and see if he wants to do the live. I gotta do a better way of scheduling people. Life has been kind of hectic. Been going through a lot of stuff on the family side. All good now, but going through it. So that's why this Friday's Eve is happening now. Obviously, I have the surgery coming up, so I'm gonna do my best. But Friday's Eve will be a regular thing. Oh, AJ, you like spicy cigars too? Awesome. Yeah, the Martinique. I got to get my hands on that. because how does all right? So, question, Hugo. Martinique is obviously a Caribbean island. I've actually been there. I don't know if it has any Martinique influence or Martinique tobacco. How did the Martinique compare to the St. Lucia we smoked? So last year, early in the year, Hugo and I smoked the St. Lucia Habano, which is a cigar you can only find in St. Lucia. Hugo said it was box worthy, but it never made it on any of his lists. So I don't know what went wrong there. That was a pretty cool image right there, actually, with all the smoke blowing out. All right, now the flavor is starting to die off a little bit as we get into the final third here. Just about an hour. So I'm pretty happy with that, actually. So overall, using my new cigar rating system, I'm going to give the cigar a solid. And so that's what I will post right after I get off here. This is a solid cigar. Minor issues, good flavor throughout. It's my first Lancero. But yeah, it's a solid cigar. And I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm probably going to have to revise my system a little bit in the coming days, coming weeks. Probably when I have my surgery and I have nothing else to do. So yeah, Hugo forgot about the cigar because it was alive. Yeah, when you were going through your list, man, I'm like, wait a minute, what happened about that cigar? But I imagine it was most of the cigars that you reviewed and whatnot. But I'm thinking about revising my system to add some extra thresholds or extra categories about construction and flavor. Because I realize right now the construction's not touched on too much, and I think that's an important part of a cigar experience. This smoke output is insane to the very end. And the Martinique is made by Principe Cigars, I think. Going back to you know what I forgot to be doing? It's my first time doing a live in a while. I apologize. AJ likes spicy cigars, totally different flavor profile. This cigar is like the little engine that could, with how much how much smoke is coming off of it. Yeah, definitely a baking spice in there. I'm going to smoke this to the end, and then I'll sign off here for Fridays, the first Friday's Eve of 2025. It's like LA in your hands too soon. Oh, God. Oh, God. We checked in on our buddy Enzo. He's doing okay. Hugo, I hope you guys are okay with those fires. That's crazy. What's up, Sick God Travels? Happy Friday's Eve, man. Not too much, man. Finishing up my first Lancero ever, and also my first Lancero of 2025. The Drunk Chicken DCO earned a solid rating for me. Haven't heard anything from Hugo. I think you're good. Hugo, I hope you're well, man. Hermano. Yeah, she does. I was saying, so Desiree is the owner of Drunk Chicken Cigars. I've had 3 Drunk Chicken Cigars, and all 3 experiences have been amazing experiences. So they definitely put out a good product. Awesome. That's awesome to hear. Hugo is about 25 miles away from the fires. Stay safe, brother. keep me updated. What you call it? Another Candela I really want to check out, which apparently has become one of the primary cigars. One of the primary cigars for the brand is the Candela from Silent Hero Cigars. My buddy Bryce, he also makes a great product. The Candela he sent me unfortunately cracked, so I got to order another one. But that's a Candela I definitely want try. So JD says Lanceros are a bit finicky. Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting on this one. And it hasn't heated up until the end. So far, this one's been good, and I think that speaks to the quality of cigar from Drunk Chicken Cigars. But that's what I was really afraid about with Lanceros, heating up too fast, me smoking it too quickly. But so far in this one, overall, I'm impressed. The smoke output has really impressed me. Yeah, the flavor is kind of muddled out now. It's kind of dying out here. Still a solid cigar, though, because, we're coming down to the final third. Well into the final third here. Fast like a torta. What is a torta? I should know this, but I'm a gringo, as you know. I think it's time for me to sign off and end this cigar. Guys, thanks for joining. Happy Friday's Eve. I hope everyone has a great weekend. You got Cigars Unbanded coming up at 9:15. Check them out. Great show. Had the privilege of being on there last year. Had a lot of fun with that. I was actually really nervous about that experience. But stay tuned. What's up, Steph? Thanks for joining. About to sign off, actually. But thanks for joining. Happy Friday's Eve. Happy 2025. I wish everyone the best 2025. Let me know your thoughts on my cigar rating system. Yeah, and I hope everyone has a great cigar journey and a great weekend. So, guys from Crazy Gringo Cigars, signing off. Have a great night. Thanks for joining.